Hello guys, welcome to this session on variables in Python. In this session, you'll be learning about what is a variable and what are all the different rules for defining a variable in Python. So, what is a variable? In general terms, it is a memory location that stores some information or value referenced by a name is considered as variable. The definition seems confusing, isn't it? So now let's understand by an example. Let's say we want to store mobile number in our contacts. What we will do? We save the contact number using the person name. When we want to retrieve the contact of a particular person, simply we search for name of a person in our contacts, then the number stored under that particular name will get displayed. Here, the name of a person is reference to the memory location where the mobile number got saved in our contacts. Similarly, variable is a reference to a memory location where we store some information or value which can be used in later part of the program. Now let's see how we can define a variable in Python. The syntax for defining a variable in Python is variable name equal to value. In Python, you don't need to explicitly define the type of a variable while creating it. Like in other programming languages, we need to define a type of a variable before we actually creating it, right? But in Python, we don't need to define explicitly while creating a variable name. Python will detect the type of a variable automatically based on the data we assign to a variable. Here, equal to is an assignment operator which will assign the value on the right hand side to the variable at the left hand side. In Python, there are specific rules for defining a variable. The first rule is variable names must not be a reserved word or keyword. In Python, we have a set of words reserved as a keywords in order to use in the syntax or structure of a program. So, those words cannot be used as a variable name. Okay. The other rule is variable names are case sensitive. Python is a case sensitive language. So variable names must be different even though the pronunciation is same. For example, if we create two variable names like language starting with capital letter L and another variable name language starting with small letter L. Both are valid variables but they both are different variables. The other rule is variable names must start with either alphabet or underscore. Variable names start with an alphabets, either uppercase or lowercase, and with an underscore special character. The other rule is variable name must not start with a number. Variable name should not start with numbers like 0 to 9 but allowed to use in between the characters. The other rule is variable name must be of alphanumeric character and an underscore character but no other special characters allowed in a variable. So these are all the rules we need to keep in mind while creating a variable name. Also, it is always advisable to use meaningful variable names to understand easily by the reader, like what kind of information is being stored in a variable. Variables are volatile in nature. The value in a variable might get changed at any point in time in a program, depends on your programming logic and where the variable is actually being defined. Here, the concept of scope of a variable comes into picture. The scope or lifetime of a variable depends on where you actually being defined. If you create a variable outside the function in a program, those variables considered as global variables and can be used anywhere in a program. Even you can use those variables using global keyword inside the function. If you are attempting to change the value of a global variable inside a function, this will reflect in all locations inside a program. It may lead to unexpected behavior by the program. So, if you create a variable inside a function, then we call that variable as local to that particular function and are not accessible to outside the function. The lifetime of local variable is as long as the function executes. If the function terminates, all the local variables will get destroyed. So, this is all about the brief introduction on variables and the rules for defining a variable. Now let's open PyCharm IDE and create few variables and see what are the different ways to assign values. Okay, so our PyCharm IDE open. Now just create a variable called total marks and assign value 100. So if you hit enter, the variable is created. Now if you simply type total marks and hit enter, the value stored in that variable will be displayed as output. You can also use print statement to print the value of a variable like print inside total marks. If you hit enter, it will also give you the value stored inside a total marks. You can assign value with fractional part as well, like 5 value equal to 3.14. If If you print, it will return the value stored in a variable called py value. Now let's create another variable to store a person name. Okay, like first name equal to Kishore. If we hit enter, it will create a variable name first name and store the name of the person in first name. If you print first name, it will return the value inside that first name variable. See here, while you're assigning a value to a variable, you no need to specifically mention quotes, double quotes or single quotes. But if you are assigning a series of characters or a string to a variable, then you must specify the double quotes or single quotes. Now we have created variables one at a time. Suppose if you want to assign different values to different variables, or if you want to assign a same value to a same variable. Now if you want to assign the same value to multiple variables in a single line, you can simply do like this. Let's say we have three subjects. Subject 1 equal to subject 2 equal to subject 3 equal to, at last whatever the value you want to assign to all these three variables, just mention that. Let's say 100. So if you hit enter, there will be three variables created. If you type subject 1, you'll get value of each and every variable, which is of 100 for each. If suppose if you want to assign different values to different variables in a single line, you can achieve by entering like that. So subject 1, subject 2, subject 3 equal to 100 comma 95 comma 85. So if you hit enter, there will be three variables created. If you print subject 1, you'll get 100 as a value. Subject 2, you'll get 95 as a value. Subject 3, you'll get 85 as a value. So here you need to make sure the number of variables on left side of assignment operator equal to the number of different values on right side of assignment operator must be equal. So far we created to multiple variables of same type, right? You can also assign different type of values to multiple variables in a single line. How you can do that? Let's say student name, comma, total marks, comma, percentage, okay, equal to, let's say Kishore, comma, total marks 100, percentage 100%, or you can give 99.9%. Okay, if you hit enter, you'll be creating three different variables with three different values. If you print now, total name, you'll get the name of the first student and total marks as 100 and percentage as 99.3. So this is how you can create variables of different types, and you can assign same value to multiple variables in a single line. At the same time, you can also assign different values to different variables in single line. So that's it guys, we come to the end of this session. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe and don't forget to click on the bell notification icon. Also please do like, share and comment under comment section. If you have any queries to be answered, I will respond back to you guys. Thank you again, and I'll see you in our next session.